Speak up, brother. I love it. My bad, but I like stuff like that. Speak your mind.
We going to war on this topic.
We better.
We going to war on this topic. Winning, what's this supposed to look like, Joy? I don't know. James, what's this supposed to look? I don't know. Shady, what's this about? I don't know. I thought winning looks a certain way. A W, doop, doop, and L's look like that. That's what I thought. Shady, I have an issue with these comments, Coach.
I knew you would.
I have an issue with them. Because if you play to win the game, then what does I have to do with it?
Yeah.
No. You play to win, Davante Adams. Shady, here's what I found so confusing. Can we get a full screen of his quote, please, so the viewers at home? What I counted in this very small paragraph was 13 I's.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm sure people are thinking they won the game.
Right.
I mean, you see why it's an issue. Y'all should know who I am.
That's right.
You know what I'm about at this point. When you're a player like me, my benchmark, I expect to be able to. I'm not here just to hang out. I came here to win. Then I'm going to be I'm not a part. I.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
All these eyes. Exactly. All these eyes. Davante Adams, you are a part of a Raiders organization. Whether or not you get catches, you are still impacting the game. James Jones, you know this first and foremost. And Davante Adams, if nobody on defense has told you, I will tell you. I will tell you. Shady, if Davante Adams is on the field, point blank period, on Tuesday at practice going into that week, what we are saying is, hey, on third down, Acho, we're running 1 star. Cover 1 star. Linebacker, go cover double team Davante Adams. That means, Davante, you might not get the ball, but somebody else gonna eat. Hey, when we're in cover 4, hey, safety, you got to double Davante Adams. Acho, you're on your own on number 3, the tight end, middle of the field.
Yeah.
So, Davante, you might get covered, but somebody else going to eat. Yeah. I hate these comments because it reads to me selfish. You were Davante Adams' former teammate, James Jones. You got an issue with it?
That's my dog. I knew D.A. since he was a youngster, man, 9th grade. Used to come out there and train with me, all that. D.A. is my brother. Zero selfishness bones in his body, right?
Body, fair.
Played with him in the pros, been around him since he was in 9th grade. Zero selfishness, right? So I don't mind this at all. Now, if we scoring 30 points a game and we winning and I'm a decoy, I'm straight. We ain't scored 20 in a game yet. Last week we scored 20. You know how we had to get that to that 20? Max Crosby safety at the end of the game.
Yep.
You got what I'm saying? You know Jamar Chase? He gonna have a star by his name, right? Linebackers and all that's gonna have to double team him too. He get the ball?
He does.
You know Stephon Diggs?
No doubt about it.
Star by his name, right? He get the ball.
He does.
Keenan Allen. You know, we can keep on CeeDee Lamb. We can keep on going down the line of receivers that you know is the best receiver on the football team that is gonna get some attention that people are going to try to take away, and they still find a ways to get the ball. You know Justin Jefferson? It's a big old star by his name. When he take the field with no run game, none of that, he still gets the football. I watch every last one of the Raiders football games. It is times to where Davante Adams is one-on-one. I don't care what the play call is. I don't care what it looked like. Throw the ball over there to Davante and give him his targets. If this team is going to win and beat better teams than the Patriots and the Bears this week, you think you're going to have to find a way to get 1-7 the ball, or they just going to win by him being a decoy? I'm just asking, right? Because at the end of the day, y'all brought it up, because I wasn't a diva as a receiver spot, but y'all brought it up and said receivers are divas, right? But at the end of the day, whether we triple covered, double covered, single covered, if you ask us, we always open. So we're always going to want the football. But if you're a great offensive coordinator and you have a great wide receiver, you find ways to get your wide receiver open. Usually, when you find ways to get your wide receiver open and get the ball into your best player's hands, it usually equals wins as well. I know this sounds crazy coming from Davante because they came off of a win. If they would have came off of a loss, you probably wouldn't have all them I's and me's and I's circled, because you probably would be on our side saying, get DA the ball if you want to win. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds crazy, but at the end of the day, I agree with Tay. Find ways to get him the ball.
It's kind of tough to say this off of a win, but I do understand what it is he is saying. They're not going to win at the level that he is used to winning and the way that they need to win if he doesn't contribute. He's one of the best players at his position in the league, and he's not being utilized. Yes, sometimes you can be a decoy, for sure, but you're not always a decoy. And to your point, when you are as good as Davante Adams is, you figure out a way to force it in there anyway, because he's going to make plays. My bigger issue with it is, who's throwing you the ball?
Brian Hoyer, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Where are they putting the ball? And that's who's throwing you the ball. So I feel like this is more about a frustration about the situation as a whole. I think timing is important. Coming off of a loss, this would have hit way harder.
Yes.
Because just win, baby. Isn't that the Raiders' way?
That's literally,
baby.
Just win,
literally.
baby. But when you are
Raiders
great and you expect greatness, you know this is just going to win, but against these teams. This isn't going to win at the level that I need to win at. So I don't have a problem with what he's saying. It's more about it's not going to hit the same coming off of a win.
Gotcha.
I loved it.
Come on, talk to him, Shady.
I love every part of it because you know what it is? A lot of players play football because they love what football does for them, right?
Yep.
You can take your family out of your living situations, get you cars, get you money, get you women, all them type of things. But there's some players that play the game to be great.
Yes.
Davante Adams was playing the game to be great.
Yep.
When he decided to come to the Raiders, come to Vegas, right? Buy a nice house, be part of this team, Derek Carr was the quarterback. He can win with Derek Carr. I get my stats, we can win games. So you ship him off, Derek Carr, and now you leave him with Jimmy G. See, it's bigger than that, though. It's bigger than that.
Talk to me.
When you make Jimmy G my quarterback, the same Jimmy G that took the Niners to the Super Bowl, took the Niners to the NFC Championship games, but didn't really have a real influence on that game.
Yes, sir.
Hand the ball off, hand the ball off, hand the ball off, let the defense win games.
Yeah.
When you watch the games that they won, they beat the Patriots by defense, not no offense, by defense.
Yeah.
The Packers by defense, and the Broncos by defense. Davante Adams is a special player. He changes the game, right? Wins and championships have eyes in them. Or I'm tripping. Eyes in them. All the top teams that win games, Stephon Diggs, he's going to get targets and they're going to win games.
That's it.
Travis Kelce.
That's it.
They're going to win games and he's going to get stats. Because if they don't get their stats, they don't win.
Lose.
Tua, y'all talk about how great Tua is. He's having a great, phenomenal year. He's a really good quarterback. If Tyreek Hill don't ball out, he's not winning them games, right? Now, they're lucky because they play some bad teams and they won on defense. When I talk about not being selfish, being a team guy, there's nothing wrong with wanting the ball, wanting to shine. Because if he's balling out against good teams, the chance of them winning is going to go higher, percentage-wise.
Sure.
So now that he's not playing well, it makes the game harder. Now we got to do all this stuff on defense to win games. When Davante's getting double teamed, he's getting busy on offense, now the running game's popping. Now the play action, now the tight end's open. All these things matter. And it's a business, though. I came here to win games, and I came here to be productive and be a great. There was not a lot of great players on the Raiders, is it? Or I'm tripping.
No.
It's a couple of them, but ain't no greats. Yeah. He's a great. Don't waste his talent. I love players that stand up for what they believe in and stand up for who they are. Because as time goes on, if he doesn't ball, they're going to say he's washed, so he's not that good. Yeah. And it ain't even his fault. So I'm happy he spoke up. Win or loss, he's just speaking the truth.
Yeah. Here's my...
Okay.
Last year, Davante Adams led the National Football League in touchdown catches.
That's right.
Last year, Davante Adams was an all-pro, I believe first team, incredibly hard to do. 1,500 yards.
Yeah.
The Raiders won 6 games. Yeah. So I cannot draw a correlation that y'all are trying to draw.
He was
I
frustrated
personally
last year, though.
He was, early in the season. Yeah. He was frustrated, I believe it was through week 6.
Yeah. Called him out.
He called him out.
Yeah, he did. He was frustrated.
But I can't draw the correlation that y'all are drawing, which says if you use him more, you will win. If he catches more balls, you will win. Because last year, he led the NFL in touchdown catches. Nobody caught more touchdown passes than him. So yet the Raiders won 6 games. So my dilemma, Shady, is I can't draw this correlation that, oh, if you use him more, y'all gonna win more. Because you couldn't have used him at a higher clip last year. He caught as many catches as anybody. He had more touchdown catches than any. Go ahead, sir.
But how do you think if you're not utilizing your best player, how is that good for our team? Think about that for a second.
It ain't.
Our best player that we paid a lot of money to, he might be the highest paid player on the team. He is. We bring him here to win games. How do you think we're better without him getting busy? And think about that, because I want to use the money to go get him.
The only thing I'll say, and just throw this oop here is, being on the opposite side of things, y'all are offensive players. Obviously, Joy, you watch the game.
Let's get great players. Let's get great players.
Well, what I'm saying is, I can understand somebody not getting busy and beating me. I will tell you the story, James, take it from here. Remember, it's 2014, Shady. We go to play the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. We are in Minnesota. It's me and you were on the same team. It was either 14 or 13. We're playing the Vikings. Cordell Patterson is at returner. I've told this story before. Phenomenal kick returner. I'm on special teams. Our game plan that day was do not kick Cordell the ball.
That's it, period.
So what we end up doing is we end up mishitting it. Joya goes out of bounds. They get the ball at the 40. We end up squib kicking it. They get the ball at the 38. We end up kicking it to the off return. They get the ball at the 45. We lost the game, and he didn't even return it.
Yeah.
Because we were so focused on defeating him that we ended up losing to everybody else. My point is, Davante Adams doesn't have to get his to win. That's all I'm saying. And I've been on the other side where it's happened. That's
So,
all
you know,
I'm-
this is crazy because last year when he was getting the ball, the offense was 1,000 times better than 19, 18 points they scoring right now, right? The offense was averaging 26, 27 points a game. The defense wasn't good last year. Now the defense is playing well. They ain't allowing teams to score 20 points, and we just reached 20 points off of a safety. So the offense has gotten worse, and I'm not getting the ball. The offense was really good last year with Derek Carr, with me getting the football. So when I touch the football, this offense is better. The numbers show. Not just my numbers, the team's numbers show.
Yep.
So as for Davante Adams, as you look out there and you're watching the tape and you come in here on Monday and you watch the tape, you're like, okay, they doubled me on this. I don't expect to get it. Good route, Jacoby. But, I'm single cover right here. Plenty of times.
Single coverage.
You know, get me the ball. I'm not saying Davante Adams is going to make every play, but he has earned the targets. He has earned the targets to go into a football game and for the coach to say, these 10, 15 plays is to get the ball to 1-7 Davante Adams. Whether he catch it or not, whether he win or not, but I'm scheming to get him the ball. It's going to be a handful of plays to where I'm scheming, or I know they finna highlight Davante Adams, and these other guys have to win. But last year, this offense was so much better when Davante Adams was cooking and getting the football. This year, this offense is not that good moving the ball. Josh is not that good because they loading the box up because Tay ain't getting the ball. His numbers are down, but they find a ways to win because the defense is playing better. But if you want to win and beat good football teams, DA is going to have to get the ball consistently.
I agree with everything that you just said. My question is, who is getting him the ball? Because he's not wrong, and you're not wrong.
I could throw it to him,
But
boy, if I was out there.
who is getting him the ball? Like, that is really my question. Who is throwing him? Am I throwing him the ball?
His name is Jimmy.
The quarterback this week
Jimmy?
is going to be Brian Hoyer, I believe.
Right. So Brian Hoyer.
Been in this league for a long time.
I know who Brian Hoyer is.
Yeah. He know how to throw, Jordan.
Okay. So is it going to be on the coach, or is it going to be on Brian Hoyer? Is it going to be on both?
I think it's both.
I understand the frustration. I guess for me, I can't have that expectation of Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's bigger than him, though.
Yeah.
It is bigger, but if it's not Brian Hoyer, it's Jimmy G, who you don't think much of. I don't think
Jimmy
that
G
much
is
of.
going, when they decide to go get him, do you remember I said that? I said, Davante Adams' yards are going to go down.
Yeah.
He can't throw the ball.
But I agree, and I think Jimmy did a nice job with San Francisco. I don't think Jimmy is bad, but he's physically unreliable, which is a factual statement, and that is an organization choice. That's an organizational decision that they put Davante in. So from that perspective, I can absolutely understand why he's frustrated. And this situation was very predictable. That's why they have Brian Hoyer, who is a reliable backup. But if you are a great in the situation that Davante's in, I can understand your frustration. I just, from a realistic standpoint, who's doing it? Who's executing this?
I'm just saying,
demand?
Davante Adams has played with quarterbacks like Brett Hundley and has went absolutely crazy.
But
it's just finding ways to get him.
But that's not going to get them to the level of greatness that he is asking for.
Here is what's goofy to me. And then now it's goofy. Here's what's goofy to me. Okay. Davante Adams had 20 targets versus the Steelers. You ever had 20 targets in a game?
But see,
I'm just asking you a question. Literally, just a question.
Go ahead.
No.
We all watched that game, though.
Yeah.
So I watched through the 20 targets. So
So
go ahead,
let me say this really quick, though. Let me say this really quick, because I'm a receiver. And I hate the targets because if you're in the area and the quarterback throw the ball away, that's a target to James Jones.
Sure.
That ain't to me.
1,000%. But he had.
Okay, it's 20. Go ahead.
But he had, for clarity, he had 13 catches in that game as well.
Okay.
They lost.
Right.
Next game, he had 13 targets, led his team substantially versus the Chargers. They lost. We didn't hear anything. We didn't hear. I just got to get more. But then the next two games,
go ahead.
he only has 6 catches combined, and now it's an issue. Complain after you're losing.
Listen.
That's my only issue, Shady. Is like my dude had 33 targets in 2 games.
I just say
nothing.
this. First, the targets that we talking about, you watched the game with Jimmy G. Who he be throwing the ball to? Who's he throwing the ball to? I never thought he was a good quarterback ever.
Sure.
I never thought He's managing games. Now we need you to actually play quarterback and not just depend on the defense. He can't do it. But when you're a great player, and I'm gonna say this because to be a great player, you gotta think like a great player.
Sure.
Right? So I feel like I was a great player, and I feel how he thinks.
Speaking.
So my thing is like, when I decided to come to the Raiders, what did I come here for? To get 4 catches, 6 catches? What did I come here for? Why did y'all pay me the highest pay out of all wide receivers? Why did y'all do that? Yep. Think about this for a second.
Sure.
So when you decide to do that, you bring me here, treat me like that.
But different.
What's the difference?
Let me speak. You were traded to the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
You were a great player. You don't think you're a great player. You were a great player.
Okay.
All pro, hard to do all the things.
Okay.
You got into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Davante Adams chose to go to the Raiders. An organization.
Whoa, let me stop you. So when he chose,
yes, sir,
in your words, to go there,
yep,
you don't think they talked about this?
Of course.
Because they gotta have a selling pitch.
Of course. Yeah. But here's my dilemma.
Okay.
You chose to go to an organization that had a quarterback in Derek Carr who you knew they didn't love. You chose to go in an organization that didn't win no game.
They paid DC.
But remember,
you can't say that because you don't know. When he talked about him, when they let him go, he was surprised.
Of course, we all were.
So my thing is, when he decided to come there, because one of the reasons why he came there is because one of his best friends.
Sure.
Derek Carr was his best friend.
Sure.
So coming to play the quarterback that I know is good and is my best friend. So now when he's leaving, he's like puzzled, like, damn, why he leaving? So he wasn't happy about that because when they came in, they talked about him being together with him.
They gave Derek Carr an extension after Davante.
It's the same thing you say, though, Shady, and you said it to me last week or 2 weeks ago. You said, Acho, you can't ask for something and then complain about it. I mean, Acho,
wait, what you mean? What do you ask for?
He went to the Raiders and became the highest paid.
Right.
Tax-free.
Because he's a great player.
No doubt about it. I'm not complaining about that.
You complain about it, though?
But I'm saying he went to an organization that historically does not win. The coach is in flux, therefore the quarterback is in flux because the coach was not safe. And so how can he now sit here and complain about all of these things?
You get to all the details. That's why you're a smart brother. You're not thinking that. You thinking this was how it happened. I can tell you how it happened because I did it before. Listen, we want you here. Right? They're going to sell you the pitch. We got Derek Carr. You know him very well. You guys are great teammates, right? Boom. He can throw the ball, etc. Cool. Franchise quarterback. Bet. They give him an extension. Derek Carr. Give him an extension, okay? The next thing is like, yo, we want to center our offense around you. Because last year when he got busy, the running game got busy. Because the running back led the league in rushing last year, okay? Bad defense last year. Now the defense is good this year. It should be the same thing on offense. Because why would I come here? Why would I come here if you're not going to give me the love I deserve? What we talked about. That's all I'm saying. When you're a great player, they got to treat you different. In Buffalo, I remember when I got them, like, hey, look, man, I don't want to come here. I know y'all trade for me and all that, but I don't want to be here. Why should I come here? First thing they said to me, we're going to pay you more. Cool. Now I'm like, okay, what's going on? Okay, the second thing is like, what's up with the offense? Well, we got Greg Roman. He showed me all the running backs that he did good numbers for, how they went. Okay, boom, now I'm believing it. So when things changed and I got an attitude, why I got an attitude? Because y'all lied to me. Y'all told me I was the guy that's the best player, and you guys gonna support me to be great like I'm already am, and be greater. Now that we hear full surface, it's like, what's up? Now he's talking about it. I love everything he's saying, I believe it. And there's a lot of eyes. There's a lot of eyes and wins, and a lot of eyes and champions.
So really quick, because you said Davante Adams should have came out after a loss, right? So if he had all these targets in the game, and came out after a loss like, man, defense got to play better. The offensive line got to protect. Khalil Mack had 6 sacks. I'm here for winning. That would have made it better?
I would prefer that and that Jalen Hurts approach. The Jalen Hurts approach of, hey, we're winning. We're winning. We're winning. That's just what
I think it's a little different for quarterbacks. I feel like what he's saying is more of an overall frustration with the organization than it is necessarily him getting targets. Like, he knows what his stats are. He knows when he's been targeted. He knows everything that you just said about wins and losses and when he's getting busy and not getting busy. He wants to win, not just win barely, not just kind of win. He wants to play and compete for championships because that's the standard that he's used to and has been playing.
You know that, Joy. You know enough.
I hear you, but there's a lot of stuff that's happened.
Yes.
I think he is speaking more to the frustration he has with the organization, which is why I asked who is throwing him the ball. Because when we all said this when they let Derek Carr go, Davante Adams got to be pissed because that is why he went there. And we all want Davante to get busy. All of us. The league is better when he is getting busy.
Yes.
So I think he's not able to go out and say, I feel some type of way that Jimmy is throwing me the ball and now he's hurt. Like he always is, and this is a choice that y'all made. And now I feel some type of way that I'm getting targets from a backup quarterback who is a nice backup quarterback, okay, no shade, but is not the franchise quarterback, and that's who he needs to play with.
I don't care if my son throwing him the ball. give him his targets and let him go help you
that
win
good.
games
Yes.
because he's that good, period.
Well, you know who else needs help winning games? The Chargers. They're sitting at 2-3, and they got the Chiefs coming up. They might go to 2-4, America. So how much trouble are Justin Herbert's Chargers in? Can he go 4 years without a playoff win? That would be crazy. That conversation's next.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.